Hello and welcome to a new video, and today we're going to take a look at my top 10 teams for the Open Great League part number 2. Today we're going to take a look at again 10 teams with buffed Pokemon. They're going to be a bit stronger this season, and hopefully you have some teams as well that you can copy, because the first week of the season is going to be actually quite important, because you're going to get extra starters throughout the entire week, as well as you're going to have extra battles with the Go Battle weekend coming up. So definitely try to take advantage of this, and here are some top 10 teams. And of course, if you want to support the channel, subscribe if you haven't done that yet. And let's move on to team number 1, which is going to be around Celio as well as Warrain. This is going to be quite solid. This is going to be a very cool core that both got buffed, with the Powder Snow as well as the Icicle Spear being buffed. And so both of them are going to be now in the top meta, which is interesting. These were actually, like, Warrain was actually dominating the meta back in the day. If you've played since then, you know what I mean. There was one meta where Warrain was literally the strongest Pokemon in the entire game. But yeah, this is not the case anymore, but they're going to be kind of back now again. It's not going to be that they're going to be dominating like crazy, but they're going to be a bit stronger. So this is going to be team number 1. Let's move on to team number 2, where we are going to have here the Steelix, the Sableye, as well as the Shadow Malamar. This is going to be a triple Shadow team here, where both the Sableye as well as the Malamar getting a buff towards Foul Play. And this is going to be a crazy strong ABB style line. 2 ABB style lines already. They're going to be at different lines as well. And if you haven't seen, of course, part number 1, we had a lot of teams there as well that were not ABB, more like ABC style lines. So yeah, this is going to be a cool team here as well. And as you're going to see, there's basically next to no weakness. Stunfisk apparently is the biggest weakness. Yes, the lead is going to be weak to it, but Sableye as well as Malamar are absolutely neutral towards this Pokemon, so I wouldn't consider this as a weakness for a team. And so this is going to be nearly perfect. Lead, of course, is going to be able to beat those Fairy-type Pokemon, which is the main reason why we have it here. And then the backline is going to be able to beat nearly everything else, especially the Pokemon that Steelix doesn't want to face. Where we're going to have Aurorus, we're going to have the Charjabug as well as the Jellicent. And this is going to be here interesting, because Aurorus is going to be a Pokemon that got buffed. Jellicent is going to be a Pokemon that got buffed. And you're going to see quite often, I think, like those Ice plus Jellicent core. Like it makes sense, for example, for Sandslash, for the Aurorus here, for even, not really Celio, because you have the part Ice, the part Water typing already on it. But there are quite a lot of times where it makes just sense to have Jellicent together with Ice types in the current meta. Charjabug is a Say-Sop. It's going to be alright, but this is more of an ABC style line. You don't need to really keep your lead around. You're going to have with Charjabug another Pokemon that can counter the weakness of Jellicent with the Dark typing, which is kind of nice there as well. Aurora's, of course, can be neutral against Dark types. And generally they all kind of work well together. Aurora's main weakness is going to be Steel as well as Fighting, which Jellicent as well as the Charjabug can resist, which makes it a very, very solid, core together there. And we can move on to the next one, where we're going to have here the Altaria. We're going to have the double blade team. Basically we're going to have the Doublade and we're going to have the AEGISLASH. Those all work well together as well. We had already a similar team in the first episode as well of this, of the top teams, basically in part number 1, where you're going to have also a core between Altaria and Doublade, but in a different way. And here we're going to see here on how this is going to be more of an ABB style line. A lot more ABB style lines this time around compared to part number 1. But this is going to be here Doublade, the AEGISLASH, and the Altaria. This is going to be a very good core in the current meta. Doublade going to be very good at baiting out certain Pokemon that Ghost types usually don't really want to face, like normal, as well as the Dark type Pokemon that you're still going to have coverage with the Sacred Sword with it. So that's going to be very, very cool. Doublade very nice at getting shields down as well, which helps AEGISLASH a lot, because AEGISLASH really shines when shields are down. Then it's kind of the best Pokemon in the game. So I do think that's going to be a very interesting combination of 2 Pokemon that we're going to see quite often, I think, in the upcoming meta. Next up, we're going to have here Jellicent and Sandslash. I said that before already, like it makes just a lot of sense to have like those Fighting type weak Pokemon paired together with the Jellicent. Sandslash, one of the best answers to Pokemon like, grass types generally. We have Powder Snow now on this Pokemon again, which is just basically, better Shadow Claw, because Shadow Claw does the exact same energy and damage, but you're going to have your stab on the Powder Snow, and Powder Snow most likely is even better offensively. So I feel like for Sandslash, you really don't want to have the Shadow Claw anymore on it. But as you're going to see as well, this is going to be a very solid team. Sandslash has a lot of play. Morpeko makes a lot of sense as a Say-Sop as well for this team, to bait out certain Pokemon that Sandslash would be maybe struggle against, as well as it's just going to be a very solid Pokemon to have. Full stop there. I think Morpeko is going to be one of the meta winners of the season. I said on Twitter already. I think this is going to be a Morpeko meta. There are a lot of Pokemon which are going to be very good for Morpeko, like even the Celio, like the Walrein. We had a lot of Ghost type Pokemon being buffed, Dark type Pokemon being buffed. Everything that Morpeko really likes to go up against. Next up, we're going to have a classic line. Classic ABC style line here with the Abomasnow, the Sableye, as well as the Jellicent, or the Azumarill. Azumarill makes a lot of sense as well. I just went for Jellicent here for double ghost typing, but actually Azumarill most likely makes even more sense there. It gives you better coverage against Sableye, which would be really cool. Then Sableye would not be an issue as well, so go for Azumarill instead of the Jellicent. Makes even more sense here for this team. We have, of course, Porosno on the lead of our Abomasnow, and then we have the Sableye here as well as the Sasop, as well as, yeah, Azumarill in the back. And this is going to be it for team number 6. Team number 7, going to have Double Ghost. I actually quite love ABB style line this time around. Not really intended to be, but I guess a lot of times I just had like Pokemon that I kind of want to build new teams around as well from the first episode here in this one, and I kind of want to see on how they function kind of different roles, which makes sense that if I didn't have ABB style lines in the first one, I have a lot of them here. But this makes a lot of sense. We're going to have Empoleon, we have Gurgast, and we're going to have Corsola. Empoleon is going to be here in order to counter the normal type Pokemon mainly as well, which is mainly weak to tough that we want to counter with this thing. We have Gurgast as our Sasop, which is going to be able to bait out also those steel type Pokemon a lot of times, which you're going to be able to punish now with Incinerate, which is going to be amazing, as steel types generally don't really enjoy the matchup against Empoleon. Empoleon can be non-shadow as well. I think non-shadow might be even stronger for Empoleon, by the way. This is a mistake to have the shadow one here. I think non-shadow makes more sense. You need a little bit more bulk, and then they have Corsola on the back that you kind of want to set up with Gurgast as your Sasop. And I think this is a very good team, as I think it's a very cool team to run as well here for the Gurgast to make this Pokemon look very good. As I think it kind of helps it out quite a bit in order to get in those positions where you want to be in with the Incinerate plus Shadow Ball. Next up, more of a classic line again as well. We're going to have here the Azu Charger Bug core. This is kind of common. It's a very good core because basically most of the fire type Pokemon that Azu would be able to beat, Charger Bug can bait out but still punish because most of them are flying type. And this is going to be kind of great for this Pokemon. We have Klefki in the back here. Klefki is going to be a Pokemon that got buffed with the move Foul Play. And with that, it's going to be a very solid pick for this meta. It's going to be just generally very solid. And if you think about what's Mawile doing there, why is this Pokemon there? Of course, you can go ahead, by the way, here as well to go for something like a Tinkaton or whatever. But Mawile is going to be kind of cool because it got actually access to a Vice Grip, which got really buffed as well this season. And this was not the case really previously that this move would be good by any means, but now it's actually a very solid 40 energy, I think 70 damage move. So like it's just a very nice neutral move to go for. Most likely makes mainly sense with Elemental Fangs. And then maybe something like even the Power Punch or something. Because like kind of for Mawile, I guess actually you can go for Iron Head as well. Or even Play Rough. But yeah, for Mawile it's just generally that it's a bit awkward towards like what Phosphor you want to go. You have all the Elemental Fangs, you have Astonish, you're going to have the Fairy Wind, you have a lot of play with this Pokemon in different kind of ways. It really depends on really what you face in the meta. And so I do think that this team though kind of works out quite well. I feel like mainly something like the Clod style could be a bit more of a problem. The rest I think is kind of alright though for this. And we can move on to team number 9, where we're going to have Umbreon. Umbreon is back, and Umbreon is here again with Azumarill. In an ABC style line, we're going to have the Geoblade as well as Azumarill is a very good core together, and Umbreon together with Azumarill is a very good core. And Umbreon and Geoblade could work out quite well as well. But generally speaking, I think this is going to be a very good team here together. I think they all kind of work out super well together, Geoblade, and yeah, just generally, Geoblade is very good together with all of those. Like, if you have a bad lead, for example, where you have a weakness as well with the Azumarill in the back there, then rather stay in there. But there's not really anything like this, to be fair. Like, the Azumarill itself is a bit of a tough matchup. Stay in for a bit, get some energy, go into Geoblade, catch the moves, because Geoblade is going to be able to resist it all. Yeah. You can play around basically every matchup, I think, with this team. I think that's like one of the most neutral, most safest team you can run in the current meta, and I kind of really want to try it out because it has a lot of bulk as well. And again, AEGISLASH would work out as well, even in the back there. But yeah, this team looks like a lot of fun. Again, Morpeko though, it's going to be a bit of a tough one for this team. And the final one is here mainly for fun. Honestly, the final one I just want to make because I want to have a team around both Lunatone as well as Solrock. Both of them got Weather Ball. Both of them got different Weather Balls, fire as well as ice. And we're going to have here the Moonblast as the coverage on the Lunatone, where Weather Ball Ice as the yeah, basically saves up here. Lunatone is going to be the saves up because you're going to be able to bait out ground type Pokemon. I think it's more important than baiting out steel type Pokemon, but I could be wrong. If there was steel and bug, then go for Solrock saves up where you have Weather Ball Fire. If you face more ground type Pokemon, go for Lunatone saves up where you have the the Weather Ball Ice on it. So yeah, generally speaking, I think it's going to be a very good team together. It's going to be more of a fun one to run though. It's not really for competitiveness, but again, we're going to have a season where we don't need to have really elo, and this is kind of the thing here. It's going to be kind of a very solid team just to have some fun with, and I think that's kind of more important in the season. And so that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like, check out part 1 as well, and I will see you then. Bye bye.